Okay, today my persuasive speech is going to be about why children under 16 shouldn't have access to social media like they do now. Social media is a major part of modern life, but children under 16 are especially vulnerable to the negative effects. My thesis is that social media should be restricted until age 16. Reason one is mental health. It has the higher rates of anxiety and depression within teenagers, and comparison culture lowers self-esteem. So when there's a girl that doesn't look like everybody else or a boy that doesn't look like everybody else, and they're seeing what's portrayed on social media, they're going to compare themselves, obviously, and that lowers self-esteem, attributing to highest depression and anxiety rates in teenagers that we see today. Cyberbullying is also a huge problem that has lasting emotional effects and can unfortunately end the lives of some children that contributes to suicide rates. Brain development. Adolescent brains are still developing, and apps are designed to encourage addictive behavior, i.e. the bright lights, quick moving videos, apps, ads, whatever you can think of. Excessive screen time reduces attention span. Reason three, online safety, is there's a risk of predators and scams. So you see this a lot in like Roblox and Kick and all these other sites that you can have private chat rooms. That's a big deal because there are actual predators out there going and finding children and suscepting them to horrible things like trafficking, drugs, all those types of things that they shouldn't be exposed to. They're too young. And children often overshare personal information about like their family status, which leaves them vulnerable to predators. There's a whole bunch of that. Oh no.
So we can run a serial dilution. If you can tell us what dilution was not really.
Reason four, academic and social impact. So when kids are focused on their phones and whatever's happening on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, it reduces their focus on schoolwork, which has a massive impact on grades. Sleep disruption from late night use, so they're not getting as much sleep every night as they should. Then they're going to school exhausted, and then probably on their phone because they're too tired to focus. There's a lot less face-to-face communication and social skill development, so kids aren't interacting like they did when there wasn't any phones or wasn't an obscene amount of social media. They're not building those skills to be able to go out and be an adult and work and be part of the workforce. There are some counter arguments for this. Some argue that social media helps children connect with friends. So I have a bunch of friends that live all the way across the country, and I wouldn't be able to speak to them if I didn't have a phone. But that's the thing, I don't have a whole lot of social media. I have their number and I can call them. However, the benefits can be achieved through supervised communication and extracurricular activities without unrestricted social media. So everything can be achieved by we want our children to have like good people skills, social interactions, all those things don't need to be centered around social media. There are a lot of solutions, so you can delay social media access until 16 or whenever you feel like as a parent. Encourage family activities, sports, reading, hobbies, things to get their brain going. That's not just staring at a phone, exposing them to unnecessary risks. The biggest thing, if you are going to allow your teenagers or kids to have access to that social media, you need to prepare them for what is on the other side of that phone. That's part of like digital literacy before they can use it by themselves, but being honest with them about the risks of the internet and kind of what they can get themselves into. The conclusion of this is children deserve time to develop without constant online pressure. So they're not being pressured by their friends or influencers to, try this new thing or go vape because it's cool or go drink because it's cool or do any of that. Protecting mental health and safety outweighs any and all benefits to early social media access because most people give their kids access to social media because everybody else has it, not follows the trend of, okay, what did our parents tell us when we were younger? All your friends jump off a bridge, are you going to as well? So, no. The biggest thing is protecting your children and allowing them to grow without just unnecessary noise that they don't need to be susceptible to. Guys have any questions? Comments, concerns? Have you